6, enhanced cloaking efforts. I've been reading a lot about this of late. It absolutely fascinates me. This is an example from Aftershock malware, a cloaking decision tree where it's becoming a frequently used technique to evade detection from platform audience and then fly under the radar once live. Pat, do you have like a handy, straightforward definition of cloaking? And what's typically being cloaked and how?
So cloaking is the way to mask their true intention. So cloaking can be any form of activity. A simple decision tree that you're seeing on the screen is one variation of a cloaking method that they could use to make sure they're only going to deliver their true intention to the desired audience. The best part is when they use these cloaking methods, they often use lots of different varieties to make sure that they don't get identified and don't get detected. We've seen samples where there's 2,000 plus lines of code that is completely obfuscated in multiple different ways, and they will use different concatenation methods as well as deobfuscation methods to make sure that they can then recompile the malicious content and execute it without anybody being able to identify or detect what their true intent was.
Interesting. Now, when malicious creatives and landing pages are activated or brought out of cloak, do we see them kind of, we'll say, activated in interesting ways?
Yes, there are definitely very interesting ways. The most common ones are going to be your geolocation, your browser or device that you're rendering from. But it's also very interesting that some of these attacks will take place upon user action. So you might go to the landing page and you might get a clean version until you actually start to scroll or click on something. Once you perform that action, the second layer of JavaScript will execute and redirect you to a new malicious location.
Wow. Well, that's quite interesting. So are there ways to identify a campaign leveraging cloaking?
Yes, there's always ways to identify these. Obviously, there will be different signature patterns that we can utilize to identify the different coding techniques that are used by these actors, but there's also different URL structures and images that we can utilize to find the same patterns being utilized by the same actors that are going to be used for malicious purposes rather than a legitimate purpose.